Say hi to everybody, Ari.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're talking about today.
Yes.
What are we talking about today then?
All things senior year.
All things senior year. Are you excited about this being your senior year of high school?
I am excited.
Tell me why.
But I'm ready to go.
Not go out the house. I'm ready to get out of my high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Because it's been a lot. It's been a lot since the beginning of freshman year.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even start school till September because, it was COVID. So the transition from there to now has been very wild.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of over it. So
Right.
I'm ready to just get out of there.
I bet you are.
Mhm.
I bet you are. So do you have high hopes for all of the fun things that happen, senior year activities? Are you at least excited about that?
I am. I'm excited for, senior trip, senior sunrise, and, prom and all that.
I love it. What about senior, get your homework done, senior transcripts, senior, are you going to do senior ditch day? No? You can't? No. I don't know. I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah. There's a school senior ditch day, but then the seniors we gotta do our own senior ditch day.
Got you.
So
okay, so the school gonna sponsor one.
Yeah.
You know what? For my senior ditch day, there really wasn't one because I graduated in the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And traditionally, the senior ditch day is whatever the digits of your graduation year are.
Mm-hmm.
It's that number of days prior to graduation.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, 24 days before graduation.
Right. Okay.
2000, I mean, is it going to be 2,000 days before graduation?
Right.
Is it going to be 0 days before graduation?
Right.
So for me, it was 0 days before graduation because, mama was not having that.
Right.
So I actually don't know when senior ditch day was. Now, here's what's cool. I think some of the members of our senior class decided that it was going to be 100 days before graduation. Some 10 days before graduation, and some were just ditching a lot, so they didn't actually have graduation.
They
just didn't go to school. Yeah, they just had 180 days before graduation, but also 179 days before graduation. It was like just not coming to school. And, I lived on that border.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, when I tell you back in the day, this is the 90s. Y'all can't live like we were living. But back in the 90s, when it just a hop, skip, and a jump, don't even really need a passport to get back and forth to Mexico.
Right.
That was a good time. And a lot of them were native Spanish speakers and they had family in Mexico. So it was just nothing but going home for the weekends.
Right.
And so when you go home for the weekends and the legal drinking age is not what it is over here in the U.S., good times.
Right.
That I did have no experience in, okay? My good time was choir rehearsal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So senior year is here. And what I love about your journey is that you have similar friends, a group of friends that you've actually had since like elementary school.
Right.
So how does it feel knowing that we're coming to this little transition place where you're going to have to treat your friendships a little bit differently because you guys are entering into a different phase that may take you to different places?
It definitely makes me a little bit scared because I know that some people fall out of friendships. But I think that I'm confident enough in our friend group to where I think that we will stick it out and, stick together. Because it's just, we've known each other for so long and who else is going to put up with me? So,
right.
I think that it'll be okay. And 3 of us are going to the same college.
Okay.
And so they'll stay together and then the rest of us are not so sure. But I don't think that it'll be so hard to stay in contact because, I think that our friend group is strong enough for us to stay friends. So.
Yeah. I think so too. I think another good thing about your friend group is the mothers are friends too.
Right.
Like we're cool with each other.
Right.
And even though we don't interact like on a best friend level to where it's like your friends' moms and I hang out on the weekends. But when we do see each other, it is old times, and it's like, even though I haven't seen them in like 6 months to a year, it's like, hey, Misty,
Right.
So I do love that. I love that you have a really good group of friends. One of them is actually my best friend.
No.
It is. It is.
No.
Shout out to Carly. That's my BFF. Yeah. So I want to ask you a question. Reflecting on these 4 years of high school, I got some questions right here for you. Reflecting on your 4 years of high school, what moments or experiences had the most impact on you today?
the most impact on who I am today?
Yes.
I would definitely say the transition from Cheyenne to not becoming a student.
Okay.
I would say that definitely has the most impact because I think that was like the first big decision I made into what I truly like and want to do. And I just didn't want to do drill team anymore.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just because it's not because I didn't love dance. It was just all of the other factors into I can't really enjoy my senior year. I can't really, be a regular student because it's Cheyenne all year long.
Right.
And it's a great drill team. I love the girls, but at a certain point, it was just very overwhelming. It was time consuming, and it had me stressed out to the max. So
yes, it did.
And I had you stressed out to the max. So I think that just making that decision, and I actually don't want to do this the last 2 years of high school.
Yeah.
It just allowed me to figure out what I actually like doing. So,
right.
I think that.
And it's not that your replacement activity takes up less time because it actually might take up more, honestly. I don't know if I even saw you last year until after February.
Right.
But there's something about seeing your kid enjoy her journey and enjoy herself that makes up for that time.
Right.
When something is stressing you out, you don't even get the best version of that person.
Right.
And so I do feel like I'm getting the better version of you. Yeah. Your smile is much prettier.
Thank you.
Your room is a mess.
Okay.
But your smile is...
Actually, it's not.
It's good, but it's... Okay. Next question. Many high school seniors face the challenge of deciding their career path. And you and I have had conversations about this a lot.
Right.
Because I feel like you have changed your career path 5 times last week. Not really, but
Right.
So do you feel this pressure to have it all figured out right now? Because we are submitting applications and these personal essays, and we're trying to apply to specific colleges within the university.
Right. I definitely feel a lot of pressure just because of the way I am. I like to have everything planned out. I'm a planner, and I don't like to fail.
Yeah.
So I need to have everything set in stone before it happens. That way I know what's coming, and that's what scares me because I know that after high school, I don't know what's coming. It's going to be like me on my own, figuring things out for the first time as an adult. And so I have a plan right now, but I'm 99.9% sure that is not going to turn out the way it is. And it is a scary road, but I think that that's just a part of life.
Yes.
And that's just a part of figuring out what I want to do and what I want to become.
Yeah.
So yes, it is definitely scary. I have put college applications on hold right now because of how stressed I am. But yeah, I know where I want to go and I have an idea of what I want to do, but I know that might change.
Yes.
So yeah.
Are you open to that changing?
I am open to that changing. It's just I don't want it to.
Right. Yeah, I had a similar conversation with your brother when I filmed his episode, because of course he's doing the whole college thing right now.
Right.
And so my recommendation for him was just to allow his journey to inform his decisions, but allow his journey, because sometimes I think that we are so dead set on what it is we think we're supposed to be, and we have very limited knowledge of who we actually are because we are an ever-evolving species.
Right.
And so, as you know, I'm not anything close to what I was thinking I was going to be when I was your age.
Right.
And the most discouraging thing, but actually the most impactful and truthful thing that I have ever heard someone say to me was the Dean of Natural Sciences during freshman orientation at UT, Hook'em Horns, when he said, the majority of you in here are not going to become medical doctors.
Right.
And I was like, I don't even know what he's talking about. And I don't know who he's talking to, but your girl is about to be a medical doctor. And let me tell you, I asked the dumbest questions, just getting blood drawn. I don't even know why in my head I thought I was going to be a medical doctor.
Right.
I think it has something to do with when I saw my cousin born. My Aunt Pam had Tashara.
Right.
But man, no, I'm not trying to be cutting up on people and dealing with all of that kind of stuff. Absolutely not. I respect people in that profession, but it was the trajectory of my life that actually informed the decisions that that's not what I was going to be.
Right.
I was devastated when I found out that that's not what I was going to be.
Right.
Because I found out by, you know, failing to pass chemistry. My chemistry class is why. That's right. My chemistry class is why I'm not a doctor.
Right.
But also because it just was not good for me.
Right.
So it's okay that you don't know all of the pieces. How can you, at 17 right now, have figured out what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Mm-hmm.
I am 41, and I don't really know what I'll be doing at 45.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. So take your time and don't feel that pressure. I think a lot of times you add pressure on yourself, and that is genetic. I am so sorry for having passed those genes down to you. Okay. So tell me about this, because you do a lot.
I do.
You work.
I do.
You are a working girl.
Mm-hmm.
You are also a basketball trainer, and you do great at that. You know way more about basketball than I do. I still am just impressed with people dribbling the balls between their legs.
Right.
Okay. But you know all the stats and how to pay attention to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you also are an early college student, which means you'll graduate from high school with your associates.
Mm-hmm.
And you are a regular high school student.
Right.
Meaning you have friends and things to do before and after school.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance all of that without literally losing your mind?
So I would say junior year was the first time I actually got a glimpse of what college might be like between balancing a lot. And it was most definitely stressful. I found myself crying in the middle of the night because I had this assignment due at 11:59 and I'm stressed because I'm tired. And so just seeing how my life was trying to balance all of that, all the classes and very, rigorous college courses, I think that this year it'll just be a little bit easier because I'm not taking as many classes as I was last year.
Right.
And I figured out a schedule.
Okay.
So I was constantly changing my availability for my job because I didn't know how that would fit for basketball. But now I already have that availability set. I already know you work 3 to 2 days a week.
Yeah.
You can't be picking up all these other shifts. So I know that setting a schedule is definitely important to not being as stressed. Planning out what I need to do for my assignments. So I'm a big procrastinator. And this year, I can't have that. With as hard as these classes are going to be, I cannot have that. So I already know, get the assignment done before your next basketball game, so that way you're not thinking about that during the game. And then now you're getting the points all wrong because you're stressed out about what you need to do when you get home. So
that's right.
It was a lot of back and forth going on. So yeah, it's definitely like a lot of planning and a lot of scheduling, a lot of, do this ahead of time. And now that I know that's what I need to do to survive, I'm going to definitely do it.
Right. So there's something about foreknowledge that helps you prepare.
Yes.
I think that's a big point to stress. I love people who are spontaneous. I can't be all the time because my life has so many incidentals attached to it. When you're a mother, at any given moment, your kids may call you with something that needs to be taken care of immediately.
Right.
And then just the nature of my job, at any given moment, a meeting could be called that I've got to attend because of an urgent situation that has to be addressed.
Right.
So if I can get the meaningless task or the easy task out of the way, if I can pre-populate these emails to just send at 7 a.m., then actually constructing the email is not the issue anymore, So I love that you are forward thinking that way. Keep that energy as much as possible.
Right.
Okay, you're doing great. Do you feel any pressure attached to just what your life has to look like post high school because of the life or the lifestyles your parents have?
I definitely don't. I think that you definitely raised me well enough to not feel pressure on, you have to go to UT, you have to become a lawnmower, or else I'm going to disown you. Like, I don't.
But you can't go to OU.
I'm not going to OU. I know that that's not an option. But I know that if I don't make it to UT, it's not going to be shame on you.
Right.
So would I like to go there? Yes. That is definitely one of my top 10 choices to go. But I'm not so stressed out on, I need to make it in, because I know that is a hard school to get into.
Yeah.
Now it's top 6%. So I know that if I don't make it, I'm not going to be upset. And it's not that big of a deal. And career-wise, I'm not so stressed out on I have to become something.
Yeah.
I know that you just want what's best for us, and you want us to be successful no matter what.
Right.
No matter what that's in. Even if that requires us not even going to college. I know that you want us to go to college, but if we can make it to that level without needing a degree,
right,
I know that you will.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I enjoy college for every reason other than higher education.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really bad. Shout out to universities, okay? But I enjoy college for every reason other than higher education.
Mm-hmm.
My master's and doctoral degree, that was specific to higher education, which in my opinion actually was easier than undergrad because it's content specific.
Right.
So if I'm going to get my master's in finance, that's all I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas undergrad, you've got these electives that have nothing to do with anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you have to navigate all of that. But I really feel like with college, what it did for me, which is why I'm so connected to the Longhorn community, my best friends, man. Like, it's just something about Texas OU weekend. It's all about college t-shirt day at the campuses, and I get to see who else all went to UT. It's about orange being, pumpkin season is everything.
Right.
Because I already love fall. So when I put that burnt orange on, and then it just happens to have a Longhorn emblem, you know what I mean? And then just these memories, it's taking you guys, you and your brothers, to UT, and then having that flashback of my first moment on the 40 acres and things of that sort. But what I learned in the Greek mythology class, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so for other people, the journey and the story might be different. But for me, it's really about those lifelong friendships that I've been able to maintain. Like your Uncle Kevin, we've been rocking and rolling since 2000.
Yes, for over 20 years.
Over 20 years, and so had it not been for that journey, there'd be no Uncle Cool Kev, and Kendrayan said. So I would say that I am most excited about that being your reality.
Right.
I know that you have some incredible friends, and I know that they're going to continue to be your incredible friends. But I want to see that friendship group grow and expand to people that you meet in college and ideas that you come across in college that might not be consistent with things that you are exposed to as my daughter.
Right.
Because life is different now than it was in the year 2000 when I was in school. So I'm very excited about what 20 years from now will look like. Also because, you may come across a career that didn't even exist. When I see kids getting scholarships in esports, man, I say to myself, I want to do this all over. And you're right. If college ends up not being a part of your journey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you inventing something, or you having a business, or you partnering with someone that removes you from college, like Michael Dell. That man ain't graduating, and all his Dell computers was sitting right over there at UT, So, yeah, I don't want you guys to have that pressure to perform with me in mind.
Right.
Now, if you have pressure because you just want to be a personal success, by all means. But don't ever think that it's pleasing me. That's your goal. You're going to make me happy if you have good character.
Right.
Because you could also make money by acting a fool. But gosh, no. You will not. You will not be on the internet acting a fool, and then call yourself going viral. So no, I'm very proud of the fact that you are a woman of great character. On another podcast, we'll talk about some of the things that you have done that I am so proud of. You are bold in some ways, and I'm very appreciative of nostalgia. You know what nostalgia is? I probably should stop and ask that question, because nostalgia is a word I use a lot.
Like when you go somewhere and you're like, oh, like I remember this when I
yes, that feeling of familiarity. Good. Hey, fist bump for that. I like that.
Right.
Okay, this mix of nostalgia and anticipation for the future. Okay, so how do you plan to cherish your final moments of high school while embracing your future moments as out of high school?
I definitely need to take in each moment, and I just need to like take it all in, because it's going to be my last everything. So my first senior sunrise will be my last. And my first senior trip will be my last. And my first prom at South is going to be my last. So I think it's definitely important to just live in these moments, and living them with the people that you love, which are my friends, and take lots of pictures. You know, me and my friend group, we stay taking photos. So I need to get one of those cameras, those old cameras that have the you have to like,
what is it called?
What are those cameras called?
What do they do? What makes them special?
They're like the old cameras, and then it prints
those
out a
Polaroids.
picture. Yes, the Polaroids. The Polaroids.
Got you.
I forgot the name. Yeah,
You're so young.
I need to get. I just know that they're old. I was like, I need to get one of those old cameras.
Those Polaroids was what me and your Uncle Reggie was out here doing.
Right.
We would have those Polaroids just taking pictures of, like, for real, ceramics. And you gotta fan it out.
Right.
You gotta fan it out as if I don't even know if fanning it out makes the picture develop faster.
I think you just have to leave it in the dark. That's what I heard.
Oh baby. Oh baby. Okay.
I don't know how they work.
We're gonna have to get you and talk to your grandma. She's listening. Ask her for a Polaroid.
That's what I want. I want a Polaroid so I can take a picture of us at every single event, and getting ready for the next step in life. That is going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that looks like yet because the year hasn't started yet.
Right.
But it's definitely just going to be something I'm going to have to figure out, you know, as school goes by. So.
Tell me, because I'm sure this may have already happened, what was the most embarrassing moment in high school? Give me your most embarrassing moment.
The most embarrassing moment. Oh my gosh, I have too many. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was at Dallas College once, and I was wearing these Air Maxes. Everybody knows like Nike Air Maxes and Gen Z. They know what that is. So, they're these tennis shoes with bubbles at the bottom, and they are known for breaking people's ankles. So, I was at the college, and you know, I decided to be slick, and I tried to slide down the rail, like the rail on the stairs. To slide down them, and I tripped over myself, and I completely fell down all the stairs, and it was completely embarrassing. I had college people looking at me crazy. They were laughing, and man, when I tell you that
were your friends there too?
Everybody was there. They were there. Ken was there. It was so embarrassing, and from that point on, you won't see me in those shoes again. Those are not my work shoes. I'm not wearing those to school anymore. Those are
yeah.
That was completely.
I just want to bring up the fact that you and I have been out walking, and you were wearing those shoes. First of all, they're the most awkward shade of pink that I've ever seen in my life.
Listen,
it's like a whole highlighter just sitting on your toes.
It's a fashion statement.
Hey, well, do you?
Okay,
but don't, because when I say you fell 55 times, ma'am, I was like, why is the gravel doing something to her that it's not doing to me? Now, for all intent and purposes, you are clumsy, which is incredible to me because you are such a prolific dancer. So how is it that you can go from pirouettes and these turns and roundabouts and just this graceful movement, but then just walking is an issue for you? You fall downstairs. I mean, all of that. So I don't know how much we want to blame on these Air Max, but I will say that they did not help solve the issue. Ma'am, what do you think the reaction would have been had I seen that moment?
Oh, that would have been terrible. You would have got your phone out. You would have started recording it. Listen, y'all, let me tell you, my brothers would have seen it. The whole family would have seen it. No.
Oh, yeah. I think that's one thing I really appreciate the most about our family dynamic. We laugh a lot.
We do.
A lot. And we're very goofy, and we don't take life too seriously. So that's really great. What is a moment in high school that you are very proud of?
A moment in high school that I'm very proud of? That's a good question. I haven't really had time to think about that one. I don't know. I would say the fact that I haven't let high school experiences weigh me down. Relationships falling out and just high school drama in general. I'm glad that I didn't let that define who I am, and I'm glad that I didn't let that show in my work ethic and my grades and stuff.
You've always had really good work ethic. I'm proud of you for that. I think something that I'm very proud of as far as your journey through high school, I can say this is true about your brothers as well. I haven't had to get a phone call to where I have to leave my job to come deal with your behavior.
Right.
I've never dealt with that, you know, and I'm very happy about that because I usually, in my profession, I have had to be the one to call the parent and say, we need you at the school immediately because, you know, and so I'm glad that I've never been on the receiving end of those phone calls.
Right.
So fist bump to you. I appreciate that.
Thank
you. Okay, so tell me this. As far as, you know, your proudest moment, your most embarrassing moment, what do you think is something about high school that you will miss the most?
Oh, something I'll miss the most. I think that I'll definitely miss just my routine. Because me and my friends have a daily routine, you know. We all get on the same bus together. We all sit in the same spot. We literally have a spot at the college that we sat at every single day. And we took a picture last year at that spot on the last day of school or our last day at the college because we're going to have a new spot this year. But since the seniors this year are gone.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm definitely just going to miss our routine because it's not going to be that every day. And there's certain like spots in the hallway where we would like stand at. There's a certain bathroom that we meet up at. And so I think that that's definitely going to be something that I'm going to miss, you know. I love my friends.
You have really good friends.
Right.
Okay, rapid fire questions, which means you cannot think about them too hard. You just got to answer my question. All right?
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
All right, favorite color?
Pink.
High school mascot?
Warriors.
Who you have a crush on right now?
Nobody.
Girl, give it to me.
Oh, man.
Hoops or studs in your ear?
Hoops.
Hoops, okay. Nose ring or not?
Nose ring.
Okay. Tattoos or not?
Tattoos.
Okay. You going to parties? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But I'll be going with my friends. You know, it's not you have raised
Tell me who I
an
raised.
amazing daughter.
Okay.
You have to be proud of the fact and trust the fact that you have raised me right.
Okay.
I am not.
Because you know I say the opposite. I don't know.
Right. I'm not gonna wild out.
I love it.
I'm not gonna wild out.
You're not gonna wild out. Okay,
No.
good. Favorite video game?
I don't play games.
You don't play games.
That's
Favorite
TV.
TV?
The boys.
Watch this old answer. Favorite TV show?
Gossip Girl. Man, the amount of times I have rewatched that. Man, it's amazing.
I love that you like that
It's
show.
amazing.
I was so late on that show.
No.
That show was already season finale when I started watching it.
Really?
But when I tell you, your mother had a good time in New York City
Listen.
back in 2017, I want to say, going to all of the Gossip Girl spots. Even went to that hotel where Chuck Bass was
Right.
and looked at the menu, and there's a drink on there that says Chuck Bass. I didn't order it.
I need to live that life.
You need to live that life. Okay, so we got to go to New York
We
so you
do.
can go to all the gossip, so you can go sit on the Met steps. It's a good time.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Okay, final question. You ready?
Yes.
Take a deep breath. You are a high school senior. What is your advice to the incoming freshman?
My advice to the incoming freshmen. Okay, so I think that the biggest one is everything does not have to be figured out right now.
I love it.
Everything, it's brand new. You guys are the freshies. You guys are fresh meat. So it's going to be an interesting first year experience.
Of course.
But I just think that for the freshmen, it's important to know that just give everything your all and try your best. Try your best the first time. Do not wait until later on, because I think that one of my greatest achievements is the fact that my freshman year has an amazing track record.
Yeah.
And so if I was one of those students who was really slacking off and, you know, not caring about, you know, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Then it would be way harder for me to pick that up.
Right.
Because classes are getting, you know, harder. And so I'm glad that I did try my best and really cared about my classes and stuff like that freshman year, because it made the ride easier for me throughout the high school years.
For sure.
So for freshmen, it's definitely important to try your hardest and take each class into consideration that it's going to get harder the more you
over
move
time.
over time. So,
yes, I would say I agree with you. Your GPA, your grade point average is the freshman year is the foundation of that. And so if you fail all your classes freshman year, while you can retake those classes, you can't erase the consequences of having failed all those classes. So now you're dealing with this GPA. And if college is important to you, you want that to be taken. And check this out. If you are going to ruin it because you tried hard.
Right.
Don't ruin it because you didn't show up.
Right.
When I tell you that bothers me, you got 1,000 absences and there's only 176 days of school. How did you get 1,000 absences? You know what I mean? So don't ruin on the account of not showing up. Ruin it on the account of it was just extremely difficult and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Okay, so you, ma'am, are phenomenal.
You are too.
Say it again to the people. Get closer to the mic and say it. Get somebody else to do it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And you are going to be beautiful on your graduation day. And you are going to be beautiful at prom. I loved seeing your high school senior year proofs. Those were so great, except for the few that
cap
weren't.
and gowns, man, when I tell you, I looked like a mugshot. I looked like somebody was telling me to smile now. Because,
gosh.
No, I have to get those retaken. But the other ones were cute.
The other ones were great. You had a few pictures that were, but that wasn't even on you. That was the photographer that just did not even care about your well-being.
Right.
I mean, sir, can you at least have her straighten up her cap? You know? But you look beautiful nonetheless, and I'm so proud of you. And this transition, you are becoming an incredible young woman, far beyond what I was at your age. And so you just keep up the good work, okay?
Thank you.
Do me one favor.
What is
Promise me that you'll come back to the podcast.
I will.
To talk to me again.
I will. I'll be back. This was fun.
So much fun.
Thank you.